All right, so Sam Sulek recently posted a chest training video where he hurt his left pec. I'm gonna play the video in the background and I'll put it over here. I'm not really sure whenever I lift my hand it's going to be on this side or the other side, but anyway, I'll put it here as I watch it. So he's training at Planet Fitness. He's on the Smith machine. The Smith machine at Planet Fitness is interesting because it's on a slight angle. So in order for you to compensate for that, you need to angle the bench up. But he's doing incline bench presses. He has 405 on the bar. But at Planet Fitness, the bar itself, even on the Smith machine, is not really a 45. Plus, it's counterweighted. So it actually helps you go up and down. And you can test this if you next time you go to Planet Fitness, which, by the way, is a pretty good gym to train at. I'm just surrounded by a bunch of weirdos sometimes. But what gym isn't? Go to the Smith machine, take off all the weight, and use your finger and just lift the bar up. And you're going to see it just floats. It kind of like floats. Like it weighs absolutely nothing. So even though in a conventional setting, he would have 405 on the bar, really he's at 360. 360 is still a lot of weight, trust me. And anyone who's gotten under 360 and knows what that feels like, it's really a good amount of weight. So he's starting off his chest workout. I think he doesn't really show warm-ups in his video. He likes to just go right to the working set because that's what everyone likes to see. So this is his work set, and I'm going to start the video now, and I'm just going to watch him do his thing. All right, so let's see. Rep 1, perfect. 2, 3, 4, 5. You begin to see him struggling right at 6. You see a little shift in his pec, a little shift in his left pec, and he knows it. And you could tell that he's a little bit nervous, but he does the right thing, and he stops training chest. And you'll see he moves over and he goes right to back, which is, again, I mean, that is pretty hardcore to just end up continuing this workout anyway, despite, an injury like that. But hardcore can also be synonymous with stupidity, especially when you're inexperienced. Now, Sam Sulek, 21 years old, he's going to be 22 in a couple of months. It's 2024, so happy pre-birthday, Sam. He's still a young guy. He's not a kid. He's an adult. He's a man. But he still has this mentality that he still thinks that he has to go heavy every single workout in order to feel something. What he did say at the end of the video, which is what I like, is that if you injure yourself or you tweak something, which is a legitimate injury, don't continue to set because he's done it before and it's not good and you end up hurting yourself really bad. But another thing he says is that he feels that he can't just go into the gym and do 225 pounds for reps. Now, if you can't get a good workout with 225 pounds on the bench press, then pretty much you don't know how to work out that well. Anyone who could bench 225 pounds legitimately with perfect form all the way up and all the way down, you're going to have a nice big chest. Trust me. But this guy's a monster, so he doesn't feel satisfied unless he goes 405 and above. And this is something that he's going to have to get over because at the age of 21, and he also brings up in the video, I think a year earlier, he tweaked his hamstring. Again, when you hear a younger guy say tweak, he really means injury. For an older guy, that's like, oh shit, I fucked myself up. For him, it's like, whatever, it's a tweak, and won't train hamstrings today, but I'm going to go hard with everything else. Any kind of injury is a sign that your body is beginning to be overstimulated. More directly, your central nervous system cannot replenish the nutrients necessary in order to protect you for your next workout. Now, it might be localized in certain circumstances, but if you think about it, the second you injure yourself, especially in your pec, a relatively large muscle area, a muscle group, which is connected to your shoulder and a lot of tendons in the area, if you don't allow your body to heal and rest and recuperate, you're not going to heal as fast as you normally would if you just decided to take a full day off of training. I'm not talking about a week off, but just take the next day off, rest, sleep, don't do anything except eat, and then go back to your next routine and don't push as hard with every other exercise and every other workout. Just back off a little bit and then gradually bring it back up to 100. When you start your chest again, don't jump right to the 405. Don't even go to 315. Do the 225. Do the slow, controlled reps. Then when you feel comfortable, 235, 245, go all the way up to 405. When you're younger and you're in your 20s, especially when you're a genetic freak like this guy, the problem with getting injuries when you're young is that you can work through them and your body repairs itself faster. Why? Because you're young and you have a lot more cells and they're healthy. You start to get late 20s, early 30s, and especially into your 40s. This is when your body says, listen, man, you got to give me a lot more time to fucking recover. Now, you have to understand something. He's not going to pay attention to those types of injuries now because he's going to be able to heal quick. But over time, cumulatively, especially with his level of power, Ronnie Coleman had like freaking 20 surgeries on his lower back. And when he first started, he already had spinal problems, but he worked through them and he worked through them. I love Ronnie Coleman. He's he's an absolute legend and he's older now, right? But he didn't have the surgeries because he broke a hip. He had surgeries because he broke his fucking back with those crazy ass squats. Lightweight, yeah, buddy, and all that stuff, but he's in a fucking wheelchair now. It really is sad to see. And there's other guys who push a little bit too far. And, you know, you can't have this mentality. If you want longevity in this thing and you want to look good, you can't always lift to maximum capacity, even if you have the ability to do so when your body is giving you the warning signs. Here, I'll give you an example. Let's say you're doing shoulders, right? And you're not feeling pain, but, you know, you feel something shift a little bit. And no matter how much weight that you put there, there's still no pain, but you're hearing the cracking. That is the beginning of your body beginning to break down. That's when you need to say to yourself, okay, I have to evaluate how much weight I'm using. Is this an exercise that maybe I should move to the side for a little bit? Am I really making progress on this? Or am I just pushing through it and being like a hardcore person who thinks, okay, you know, I can't lift like a pussy, which is what Sam Sulek said in the past.
But the sentiment that I'm about to say, I do kind of stand behind it. I'd rather get fucked up every so often than train like a pussy and never be injured.
Yes, but later in the video, he changes his mindset. Sometimes it takes a good injury for you to change your ways in order to heal. So in this video, later on, he goes into the bathroom. You know, I'll put it up here. He's posing and like, you know, he's kind of feeling around his pec and he's like, oh yeah, it's right here. I mean, this is a bad fucking spot because that means that it's going right into your shoulder, which is right where the tendon connects. Not good, not good. So that happened about 8 days ago. And so I just looked at his latest video. He's avoiding training chest, which is a good thing. Later in this video, he just can't see himself do 225 pounds with perfect controlled reps and perfect controlled cadence. I mean, if you don't know how to flex your chest just by having no weight, I mean, come on. Just add a little bit of weight. You're going to get a lot of benefit from that. And he's not going to lose muscle, which is what I think that he's thinking. You know, he's like, oh, well, you know, I made all this progress and, you know, I have this great YouTube channel and I got almost 3 million people following me. And I'm a TikTok guy and like, you know, I'm signed by the supplement company. So I have to make sure that I fulfill all my obligations, which is completely understandable because this is how the guy makes his living. But he's 21. He's 21. He's going to recover. I hope he doesn't train chest for another week. I hope he takes 14 days off. Okay, at least. And when he goes back, don't go to the 315, 225, and then maybe the next workout, 245. You know, he can increase faster than other people. You know, earlier I said 225, 235. Right, that would be for normal humans who aren't mutants like this guy. But for Sam Sulek, I think he can go 225, 250, 275, and probably by the sixth workout, he's going to get right around the 405 mark. And he needs to never do that fucking exercise at Planet Fitness on that Smith machine or any Smith machine, which is counterweighted, ever again. Because he will hurt himself. Part of the reason why he hurt himself is because the bench press, the barbell bench press, keeps you in a locked, fixed position. Your arms want to move during the press. That's how you flex the chest. You know, it's kind of like a fly motion. And when you grab a pair of dumbbells and you go all the way up and down, you're going to notice that your hand is not following straight up. It's going a little bit inwards, just slightly, just slightly. And also your wrist doesn't want to stay perfectly straight. It wants to turn a little bit, kind of inwards. Because this is the natural motion that is not permitted by any kind of barbell work. I would just drop that machine and just do free weight barbells if you're going to continue to do it. And of course, always use a spotter, which he's smart enough to use in these videos. But Sam, get rid of this mentality because if you continue this, your body's going to overcompensate and you're going to put too much strain on your right side and your whole body, at least your upper body, is going to be completely out of balance. And you're going to wonder why you have these structural deficiencies. And it's going to be because you didn't back off. He's very, very mature for his age, but his body is still growing and he needs to understand he has so many years to go before he reaches his maximum potential. This guy has not even reached anywhere close to his genetic potential. Just imagine how he's going to look in 2025, 2026. He's an absolute monster. He's an absolute beast, but I hope that Sam Sulek and everyone else watching that video and this one learns from his mistakes. Back off if you have an injury because Sam, if you keep going down this path, it's going to be really bad for you, man.